So the main topic of the day um, was another viral video that I've seen. I guess it started on TikTok. It grew some legs and spiraled into way more. And by the way, Tiffany had to handle some business. She might join us, again for this topic. I would love to get her point of view on it as well. But there's a video on TikTok, with a man asking a bunch of women,
Forest with a man or bear?
Bear. Men are scary.
With a bear.
What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? Unless you fuck with them. So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is terrifying to say, but
definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
A bear.
I would say a man.
Apparently there is a question going viral on TikTok right now that asks, would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear? And a considerable number of women said they'd rather take their chances with the bear. I'm going with the bear also because, yes, the bear will not shoot me. He's not going to go,
true.
bitch.
No, but
he's not going to do that.
You, but
No. Grizzlies will gnaw on you.
Yeah.
But if you've been standing there long enough to see the grizzly coming, you the dummy.
If I survive the bear attack, I won't have to see the bear at family reunions. The worst thing the bear can do is kill me. The bear sees me as a human being. After what those men did to that monitor lizard, the bears are not safe with men either. The bear doesn't get enjoyment out of it. The bear didn't pretend to be my friend for months beforehand. No one will say that I liked the bear attack. No one will talk about the bear's bright future. If the bear and the man both want to hurt me and I scream loud enough, there's a better chance that the bear will actually run away. A bear wouldn't film it and send it to all his friends. The men getting angry at this don't realize that there are fates worse than death. Ask Junko Furuta, Sadie Robinson, Shanann Watts if they would choose the man or the bear.
And it was an overwhelming amount of, choices for the bear. And, I was blown away by that. But again, like I said, I love to get the woman perspective on it. When I always go to my lady friends to get you guys perspective on, because I do value women. I do like to know what you guys think about things and stuff, and it helps me learn about y'all, so I know what other women might think, knowing that you're not a monolith. That's why I have a lot of y'all. But so I posed the question to you ladies as well. Stephanie, I'm gonna start with you.
Hello.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
A man, absolutely. I would rather cross paths by myself hiking with a man, and I think specifically you said a strange man than a bear. Absolutely.
Michelle, same question to you. Man or bear?
Man, hands down.
Okay, easy answer. Now you guys are the contrarian side to, like I said, a lot of the answers. You've seen the video. You've seen a lot of the women's results. What do you? Steph, back to you. What is your take on why so many women said bear? What did you grab from that?
I think we live in a society where it's okay, it's cool almost to chastise men and them as a whole race. And to say that, I guess none of these people have seen The Revenant and seen what a bear can do to you. But,
Or there's another movie called Frozen. Not the Disney movie, but it's another movie called Frozen. I was like, no, there's another movie called Frozen. And it's pretty much the same, what wildlife could do to humans.
And it's just, I think that a lot of women are quick to say it because I think a lot of women, and I want to validate this, do fall victimhood more often to men than bears. Absolutely. But I think we live in this hyperbolic like way of speaking where you really are posed this question and you're saying a bear. I have been hiking. You know, I live in Florida. I'm in the sticks. I love to hike. I have seen a bear before. And it probably goes down as one of we actually have Seminole State Park, which is the hiking trail I live near. It's called Bear Trail because there's bears. And I saw one from a distance and I had to be like, yo, what the hell do I do? You got to be all make yourself big and walk really slowly away from them. That's fucking terrifying. As opposed to a guy, I could fight him off. God forbid. I could try to fight him off. I could run. I could defend myself. I carry a knife when I hike, a real good one that my husband made. So, like, I could defend myself. I could take care of myself, and I might survive. If a bear gets its hands on you, and I think Whoopi said they gnaw. They
Yeah,
gnaw.
just gnaw
Are you
you.
fucking kidding me? Do you know what it's like to be gnaw? They don't have flat incisors like we do. Like, they're bears, and I just think that these type of quick click type of videos really do a great job in a short period of time. Seeing a woman say like my daughter's age, 13 years old, or Michelle, who's 17, 18 years old, think that men are terrible, terrible. But a man, in my belief, is to provide, protect, and foster over his family. How are you ever going to trust anybody if you really, really feel you'd rather be in the forest with a bear than a man? And I think anybody that answered that way, like I said, I want women to feel seen because there are absolutely, I have been attacked more by men than bears in my life, you know? But with that being said, I think it's a very uneducated response that people aren't putting thought to. And it really shows where we're at in the world with saying things that get out and serve as clickbait, not really thinking just because you're in this box of like, and I'm not trying to offend anybody by saying this, but you're a feminist, so fuck all men, or you've been hurt before. Like in one of the videos Paul sent, the girl is like, you don't have to see them all the time in family functions. Girl, get therapy. That does not mean throw yourself in the way of a bear. It does not mean, and the male, let's just call it the male race. I don't know how else to say it. It's so large. And you know what? A lot of them are fucking bomb. A lot of them are bomb. And a lot of them might look a little weird. You know, some of them might be a little funky. I love funky people because they're cool as hell. But like, I don't know. I thought it was a trash question with some trash ass responses. And if that's their opinion, cool. But I think it's a really I don't think anybody that answered bear really sat and talked about it. And I think Whoopi Goldberg is a real piece of work for saying bear can't shoot me. Like you would be at the mercy if what was to happen to you in the forest was for you to get shot, because a lot worse things can happen with the man and the bear than for you to get shot. So
Michelle, what's your take on that?
So I'm gonna just hit a fucking quick disclaimer. Please do not judge me. I am not crazy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I definitely chose the man for many reasons. And again, I watch a lot of serial killer documentaries. So let's start off there. My chances, if I'm on a hiking trail, I get lost, I bump into a man. My chances of bumping into a Ted Bundy, this new guy that everybody's fucking drooling over, Wade Wilson, fucking a Dahmer, a Gacy, maybe slim to none. A bear, I can't fight off a bear. Now, can I fight off a man? I could try and give it all my effort and try to fight off a man, but it's sad that I have to think, why do I have to fight off this man? And why can I categorize him in the sense of like, maybe this man is trying to get me to safety, you know? So it kind of goes hand in hand. I feel that, again, I've been called naive a lot in my whole lifetime. And I don't like to categorize all men in the same boat because I feel that even if it is my naiveness, I like to give the benefit of the doubt of like, you know what, this guy could be a good guy. I do feel in the sense that, you know, if the roles were reversed, if I feel like as a mother now, if I'm thinking, if my daughter's hiking, yeah, I was like, you know what, fuck it, meet the bear, because I don't know what a man could do to my daughter. So it switches that flip in my brain where it's kind of like, no, like Granted, I would never want my daughter getting mauled to death, but I don't want my daughter getting tortured to death by a fucking, psychopath. Or do I take the risk that maybe if she did go hiking, she met a good person that could get her to safety? So it's so, to me, it's a learning experience overall, because it's like, again, I hate to say all men are the same. When that famous saying that how girls are like, oh, well, most girls, I should say, or most women, oh, men ain't shit, this and that, like it, but they're not. Like, you cannot put whatever trauma and experiences you've gone through on other men. Like, this, it's bullshit. Like, I always give anyone who I meet the benefit of the doubt, and it's, to me, it's more of that experience and learning and whatever the situation is. But going back to the whole thing, me personally, I would choose the man, because at the end of the day, let's just say out of that 2-3% that I bump into that Ted Bundy, like, it's gonna be my fight or flight skill. I'm gonna look for a twig. I'm gonna look for a sharp object. Whether I have weapons on me, I'm gonna stab you in the eye. I will have a better chance fighting you than fighting a fucking bear. A bear, a coyote, a wolf, fuck it, a porcupine. I don't give a fuck. I have a better chance fighting a human, because I know that I'm giving that effort, than an actual fucking animal who does not know how to communicate, or that there's that instinct. Like, and I think one of the things that trigger me, they're like, oh, well, grizzly bears don't attack, and black bears don't attack. They attack, and it's like, a bear's a fucking bear. And if a bear is hungry, and if the minute you don't know how to act, like, you're prey. You're prey, and you're gonna be hunted, and you're gonna be fucking mauled. I know one of my friends was like, oh, there was this video of a guy getting attacked by a bear for 20 minutes before he died. I don't want to fucking struggle for 20 minutes. Because you know what? If I know that if I can't fight this man, you know what? I will find a way to kind of self-inflict myself and call it quit. So he does not do it for me. Like, my jugular is right here. Bob, I'm good. I'm good to go. Like, no. There's a way out. There's, like, it's just mind-boggling. And the whole thing, again, not to shit on women, because I will always support women, but there's times where some feminists could take it to a certain extreme. And I feel like this is why it's so important to educate these young minds, especially myself, having a young daughter, where she could be very influenced. And it's like, no. Like, that's not how it is. And I need to fucking, like, embed that in them. And it's sad that this is what it's coming to. And then, just to kind of end up my segment on this, is there was another question going around when they were asking men, oh, would you rather be vulnerable with a woman or a tree or a brick wall? And it's kind of like, and the guys are choosing the tree or the brick wall. So it's kind of like, they also have their own traumas, So it's when it comes down to it, is the experience, the trauma, whatever we experience. But if we're not willing to heal and grow, where are we really going with this,
Go ahead, Steph. Yeah, you said.
I think that's what, to Michelle's point when she was talking about, like, being mauled for 20 minutes. That's where it comes to where Whoopi was like, a bear can't shoot me. I would rather it be quick like that than to be mauled for 20 minutes wondering if I'm going to survive. Also, I just really want to visit back to, like, not all men are rapists, and not every man wants you. And, we have, and honestly, and I'm just going to say this out here for anybody that sees this, jiu-jitsu is a great sport for women to know how to leverage their body weight against men, and it does work, because I know that for sure. So I guess, like, you have more if a bear sees you, you have no way of communicating with it. If a bear sees you and it sees you as a threat, it will kill you 100% of the time. The chances of that man being a dangerous man, let's say like a Ted Bundy, like she said. Like, I saw this one episode of SVU seasons ago where this guy used to take the girls out to the woods, and then he would let off his fucking crazy dog to like torture them, and these bitches was hanging themselves in the woods. It was crazy. I feel like Michelle knows what episode I'm talking about.
Listen, when it comes to serial killers and all this shit,
that shit keeps me up at night, yo. But at the end of the day, like, that chance goes so down. And I really want to focus, really want to say this so bad. Like, I don't need everybody to agree with me. But guys, make educated guesses. Again, the chances of that man that you cross, say you don't cross people on a hiking trail. In the woods, there's 15 different hiking trails you could go on. I barely cross paths with people, period. But when you do, the chance of that man being a dangerous man is a percentage of that. The chance of that man being a dangerous man towards you is another percentage of that. The chance of that man killing you is another percentage of that. Now, men can do horrible things, and I'm not saying, even if it was a man I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt could do horrible things to me, and a bear, like, you just gotta really, like,
but let's not take it to that extent, because what makes a man think that we are not a threat?
We are.
There are, like, there has been some female serial killers who went through some trauma as a kid, and they have a vendetta towards men. And there's one famous one, I think her name is Eileen, I forgot her last name, and she had this vendetta against men. Actually, I think she took place in Florida. You might want to look into this. So she
My type of place.
had this vendetta, this try to dress up her, play the part, and she would lure men and kill them. Innocent men, no, not a man that tried to be aggressive with her or any of that stuff. So again, both parties are a threat at the end of the day, but then it's all about the mindset of saying, okay, we're human, we could communicate. And then again, if not to be dorky, but if your spidey senses are going off and be like,
absolutely,
I don't know, this is okay, it plays a big role, because the same way that I'm not speaking for myself. I'm saying, I feel like women could find men a threat. Men could find women a threat. At the end of the day, and again, I think it's so underspoken where there's been situations where, unfortunately, men have gotten raped by women. They've gotten drugged by women.
There's no space for men to talk about that.
It's not an awareness that's been brought up, and it's so sad, because now these men have to kind of coddle all that emotion in and not speak about it. And it's a shame, because then it's like, if they do, you're weak, you're a bitch, you're being like, it's just, it's so downplaying, because it's shameful, because at the end of the day, like, granted, as women, we feel, the man has to be the protector, the provider, this and that. And as women, we have to be the nurturing, the caring, and it's literally, it all tethers in and intertwines in.
It's a yin and yang,
Right, when it's something healthy, something good. But this whole concept where you're trying to, like, it feels like separation, like,
absolutely.
Like, we're in 2024, like, it's like, this is not back in, like, where the segregation was, like, separating, like, the whites and the blacks, or like the Latinos and the whites and all this other stuff. It just, at the end of the day, I know, and again, time and time again, Paul knows me, maybe 20 plus years. And, Paul will be like, you're a little naive. I may be, but you know what? My naiveness may be part of my charm, where people see how I'm genuine and humble of the way I think and the way I process things. And I always give the person the benefit of the doubt, and I feel that my naiveness has taught me to teach my children not to be naive and be a little bit more self-aware and be more awoke, if that's the case you want to use, if that's the term you want to use. But it sucks when, I've been seeing this whole TikTok thing, and then men are getting offended, because there's some men that like, but not all of us are fucking rapists. Not all of us are pedophiles. Not all of us are fucking psychopaths. Not all of us. And it's right. And it's true. Not all men are the same. And I hate when they try to categorize men in one fucking basket, the same way that some women are categorized in one basket. But at the end of the day, this question is so far-fetched to me because it's like, so you rather be mauled to death by a fucking bear painfully, but let's just say the one chance that you do run into a psychopath, he might do it quick, or you might just end it yourself. It's just beyond me. It's completely beyond me.
Don't understand the man or bear debate. Would you rather encounter a strange man or a bear in the woods? And for some reason, ladies are answering a bear. Why are these things always about dudes? Like, where's the chick equivalent? Would you rather run into a strange woman in the woods or a snake? Ladies, do you understand what a bear is? Have you ever actually encountered a bear? Like, the mass and just force that is a bear. We're not talking about some like little cutesy cartoon bear. You're not gonna like be out there like Winnie the Pooh and like Yogi Bear and like his picture. Like, it's a bear. Yeah, some bears are a little more like way more aggressive than others, but you don't know. If the bear could speak, I guarantee you he's not just there all super friendly and stuff. He's a bear. And if he has needs or she feels threatened, like maybe her cubs are nearby and feels like you're like, you are doomed. You are doomed. And you're not, there's like, I've seen arguments of like gaining sympathy. This is about sympathy. Like, it's a bear. The bear's version of survival might involve your not survival. It's a strange bear. Don't pick that. They're not gonna help you. I would rather encounter a fellow human, even if it's not even the greatest human that I don't know alone in the woods, than that, like a bear.
And what really got me was the seriousness of their answers. You know, it's one thing to jokingly say, "Oh, the bear," but a lot of them were really serious. And again, I think, you know, Steph said whatever. It speaks to some trauma, and you know, and even to your point, Michelle, like separation of, oh my God, men are so evil that I would rather, you know, bump into a bear in the woods than a man. And it's like, does that also apply to your father, your brother?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
there's
Like,
no
I
men you
know
know that you
high
could think
caliber
of.
men in my life that would never, they would help,
Yeah,
not to be corny, but like they will help a damsel in distress. Like,
for
you know, they will
sure.
help. Like, I know high caliber men, whether it's my best friend, my partner, my father, my brother-in-law, like it's just beyond me. It's
Yeah.
so beyond me.
Like, to not even be able to think of a man, like you saying, like there's not one man you could think of that came to mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, compare, you know, it's like, well, no, if it was they didn't even say that. It wasn't even well, if it's my brother or my dad, yeah, you know, it was just like, no, the bear. I'd rather be in the, and it's just mind boggling to think. And like I said, the double down was what
Offensive to
really got
men.
me. Yeah, like
It's offensive to men,
Whoopi's
downright.
saying, you know, the bear won't shoot me, and it's like, well, he won't need to. He's got claws and big teeth, so
Exactly.
and like they're big, like
He's gonna put the Glock and be like,
yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like, no, it won't shoot you, but it will kill you. You know,
yeah.
and I think to your point, Steph, you had said like, you know, the the safeness of, you know, who you might bump into, because yes, there's billions of men in the world and there's hundreds, maybe thousands of bears. So yeah, you know, you have a better chance of bumping into, but it's also the argument people say, oh, it's safer to fly than it is, because you know, there's more cars on the road, so you're more likely to get into a car accident than you are to have the plane, you know, crash. And it's like, well, that's statistics, you know, and those numbers can be swayed. That doesn't really
And
define the argument. Like,
and may I just say, as a person that's terrified of flying,
mm-hmm.
my defense is, if the plane goes down, I'm dying 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
If I get into a car accident, which I've gotten into 3,
And that's
the
exactly what, that
insurance
was my
goes up,
point.
the back hurts, but I am okay.
Exactly. So the statistics,
I may end up with some broken bones, but I'll be all right.
I can live to tell the story, and I might sue somebody for if the truck hit me. For
Seriously speaking, though, like, all funny business
Final
aside,
Destination fucked me up. Final Destination fucked me up. But we not safe nowhere.
It fucked up our whole generation, girl. Let's
A whole generation.
Yeah, I don't drive behind those trucks with the logs on them no more.
No.
Yo, let me tell you, I was driving the other day, and I had Caitlin in the car, and there was a truck, and I'm like, "Let me go," and she's like,
Yeah.
"Why are you switch?" I'm like, "You don't know."
Put on
Like,
that
you don't
scene.
know.
Put on that scene where that shit goes straight through the girl's.
No, it was
Yeah.
one of those things where she was making fun of me. She told my sister, and my sister was like, "Watch the movie."
Yeah.
She watched the
You'll
entire
understand.
fucking series, and she's like, "I get it."
Exactly.
Yo, the roller coaster trips me
No,
out
you
more
know
than
what got to
anything.
her? The tanning bed, because she likes to get dark. The tanning bed was what got to her.
Damn.
It's the Puerto Rican in her.
But yeah, but Steph, you actually continue my point of what I'm saying, like when even if you look at the statistics or the numbers of it, it's like I still take my chances with a human, over like Michelle said, any animal. Like most animals are gonna their defense and their animal instinct is a little different than humans. We don't. It's just we're looking to survive more so. If I'm in the forest and I bump into a person, that person's probably lost too, or you know what I'm
Listen,
saying, or
people think, "Oh, I could climb a tree."
yeah, so
Bitch,
can they.
bears climb trees.
Yeah, fast too. They do it fast. I seen them
Like,
on.
they climb trees.
Yeah.
Listen, I went on a hike. Listen, one of my good friends, one of my best friends, she's always trying to take me on a hike, and I was like, "Bitch, I don't hike." I was surprised on a date going on a hike, and I'm like, "I don't do this shit." I saw a fucking porcupine. I was like, "They're gonna shoot the quails at me, and I'm dead." And they're like, you do know that porcupines don't shoot the quails. They kind of like shake and just." I was like, "I don't know, because I'm not about this wildlife." Do this
but
shit.
cartoons and movies kind of scare you
I don't do
into.
this shit. So
So,
it
would you
was one of
rather
those
be in the
things that was like,
forest, Michelle? Would you rather be in
I
the forest with a porcupine or Chris Brown?
girl, Joe. I was like, girl, Chris Brown all day, every day. Yo, but besides that, you can edit that out. But anyways,
Nope, leaving it. Leaving it.
No, please do for her.
But that is a question I would like to ask. Those women. Like, what if it was a celebrity? What if it was like a famous person?
yes,
Like,
and let's bring it back to that, because you know
mm-hmm,
what? Something that, again, not to shit on women,
mm-hmm,
but sexual harassment. If it's an
mm-hmm.
ugly guy, oh my God, this is sexual harassment. But give me Henry Cavill, Chris Evans, Chris Brown, who fucking else? Like, Steph, help
Mm-hmm.
me. Give me another fucking good looking guy.
Neo.
Neo.
Kid
You know,
Cudi.
there you go.
Mm.
You know, it's not a problem. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
So,
really what it comes down
so to
to.
those
But I
same
think
women,
that I really do feel, if I may, I'm so sorry to cut you off, Paul, but just to piggyback on that.
mm-hmm.
Ooh, I don't even know how to word this because again, I don't want to seem like I'm
Say it with
shitting
your
on.
chest.
Say it with your chest.
I don't want to feel like I'm shitting on women. No, I'm just kidding.
You're
But
not. You're
like,
not.
but also we've created such a culture in the last 10 years, I feel, where, there are so many important movements, but when so many voices are in it and everybody has an opinion and everybody has a platform, those things get misconstrued and they start to inform the society that we live in. I don't think men are uncomfortable walking on a street with a woman. They're uncomfortable because they don't want them to make up a story. Because that's also a conversation to be had as well.
Mm-hmm.
The same women that say they would rather be stuck with a bear than a man are the same women that are paying 11.11 to jump on Chris Brown. And we have such a choice. And I think there's almost a level of toxicity to that because we're like, oh, if he's fine, and I'm not saying this is all women, but there is I feel like there's a level of entitlement. Ooh, that's the word I want to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is a level of entitlement that women carry and then I'm not saying all women, but there's a breed of women out there, the same women that say they'd rather be stuck with a bear in the forest. I am convinced it's the same women that believe when things don't go their way, they get to play a certain role in it. And I'm not, again, and I want to reiterate, I have been somebody that has been sexually abused. I am also a woman who has a great protector of a father. I got 2 brothers. I know a lot of great men. I have an amazing husband. And at the same time, I have been sexually abused. I have been in a physically abusive relationship. I think that we have lost in society the connection that men and women are supposed to meet upon. It's not supposed to be, men need to feel safe too. I think Michelle did a great job bringing this up, and I love the way you bring up like mental health for men, because you bring it up a lot, which makes me believe it's a point for you to make. And it's an important point to make because, whatever's happening in society where we have been convinced that men are terrible, that women should feel safer with a wild animal than a man, has a lot to do with what men have done in society. Absolutely. But I think we have enabled a lot of voices at the same time, and things are getting into people's heads and they're being misinformed about things. And I think that it's putting everybody on edge. It's putting women on edge. It's putting men on edge. It's putting children on edge. And us as parents, we become parents and we teach our generational issues and the issues that happen because Uncle, Alex did this or whatever. And you put those onto your kids, or you put this into society, and you go on your Facebook page and say a useless, fucking mindless opinion like you'd rather be stuck with a bear than a man without any sort of critical thinking. Because I think that's just bad advice. I think it's just bad advice. You know what I mean?
Listen, I remember I asked my daughter the same question just to get her synopsis on this. And the fact that she was like, well, no, a man. And I was like, well, why? And she's like, well, because the men around me that I know have always protected me. She's like, so, and I'm tiny. And she goes, and I can't fight a bear.
Word, your baby got some critical thinking.
I was going to say, that's her mindset is, I know men that would protect and save me. Her immediate thought wasn't men are evil.
But she followed it. But however, if someone's trying to kill me, she goes, I'm going to try to fight. I was like, okay. And it was that reassurance that I don't need her being brainwashed with all this other shit going on in this world. But it's just like, going back to stuff, like it's a shame how it's being brought up and taught and embedded. It's just disgusting because like I said, I know men in my life that, despite my gullibleness, my naiveness, there are men that are there that genuinely love me and they're trying to protect me because they're like, yo, like, nah, girl, like, let me teach you. This is not what it is. It's like, open your mind, and I'm okay with that because I'm okay with learning. I'm okay because, again, at the end of the day, the minute you stop learning, you stop growing. And it's just, it's so far-fetched because the same way that we could learn from men could learn from us, and it's a shame that how this topic came to be. And then when I saw the rebuttal question, oh, would you rather be emotional with a woman or a brick wall or hug a tree? And men were choosing the brick wall or tree. And I'm like, God damn, but there's good women that want to hear you. There's good women that want to fucking cradle you and embrace you with your emotions and help you grow. And there's women that are kind of butthurt by this comment. But again, how can we be butthurt when this is what again, speaking for others, this is what they have projected to men. Like whether it's like my boy, my childhood best friend, my kid's godfather, like whatever, my partner, like I always want them to know that I am a safe space. If they want to cry, yell, fucking curse out, like I will not judge you for what you're going through at that moment because you are human. Just because you're a man does not mean that you're not allowed to express those emotions.
Like going back to the point about the Chris Brown thing and dude that posted the comment about his girl.
I'll be in the forest with Chris Brown. I said what I said. I'll say with my chest.
But my point is, him expressing his feelings about his fiance, in that picture, people were attacking him for him just stating how he felt about
People
her.
that attacked him are wrong for it because he is still human and he is still allowed to his fucking feelings, no matter what.
But they did it. But it's easy to do that when they did it to Keke Palmer's man after her incident at the Usher concert.
They did it to him too. Yeah,
it's the exact same thing. But now we know. Oh, he's beat Keke Palmer's ass and stuff. We know that now. Like so, allegedly, right? That's an issue.
I love the term allegedly because again, we gotta hear both sides.
Of course.
Yeah, no, definitely. But like, it's like we've
My thing is that if your partner is about let's bring it back to the Keke Palmer. Yeah, she is glowing. She just had a baby. She's a baddie. If that's your woman and Usher's fucking singing to her, she's living her best life. Why shit on her? That's the mother of your kids. Be like, you know what? My girl's living her best life. You know what? You go. That's mine, and she's coming back to me. Let's take the high road. Why take the low road?
Well, the thing is, we don't know. Again, we have to respect his feelings. We don't know.
Granted.
If he felt. Wait. Let me finish. Let me respect my feelings. We don't know. Like Steph said, a conversation needs to be had. Boundaries need to be set. If he feels that she did overstep some boundaries, and also Steph said, I think as well that. No, I think Tiffany said it. Like bringing it to the internet is where you open yourself up to get judged, criticized, and ridiculed. However, his feelings are his feelings. If he feels that she was disrespectful to him, then that he's allowed to feel that way. He should be able to express that feeling and say that. But again, the internet is the court of public opinion. Everyone's going to chime in, and majority of it will be jokes, and that's what happens.
And I think it's a generational thing too. I feel old for saying this, but I think this younger generation be putting everything
We're not old.
online.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, because I keep my problems behind closed doors, y'all.
Listen, we're not old.
That.
My sister be shitting on me.
Let's wrap that up here for now. Everyone that's watching and listening, comment your thoughts on the topics we discussed today. I want to thank the ladies for joining in and giving their opinion as always. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Tiffany, as well. She had to handle some business, but we appreciate you. Shout out to everybody listening. Shout out to everybody watching. Comment your thoughts below, and we will see you in the next episode. Like I said, the plan is to have the gentlemen chime in on some of these topics today. We'll see where that goes. We'll see what happens, and if not, we might have some other conversations going on. But the conversation continues as always, and I'll see you guys next time.